Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon, folks. This is Big Don for the Big Don's Kitchen. Of course, yeah, I can see I'm in my cooking apron. All right, the Big Don. Right. So we are here this afternoon. In our beautiful living room. You see the background right there, yellow background. Right. See my darling wife here. She's gonna introduce herself. Right. Introduce herself to live, to people on YouTube in the YouTube world.
Hi, people on YouTuber.
It's so silly.
Hi, people on YouTuber. Hello, everybody. To our lovely subscribers and all the ones that are not subscribed yet, but have tuned in. How are you? It's a beautiful day. We have no rain today. Yesterday was all damp and a little bit chilly because of the rain, but today it's a lovely day. Not much brightness from the sun, but it's a good day.
Yeah, it was a lot of rain yesterday, folks. Was there even we went down to the city yesterday to drop off some barrels, and we had a lot of rain coming back. The rain did taper off. What time? About 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. yesterday, or no, it was actually more than it was before that. I think about 5 or so,
Yeah,
because the sun came out about 6. And it's pretty nice after everything cleared up. But I mean, rain is good. Right, we're getting a lot of it, which is good for the grass and the trees and so on and so forth. The only drawback is you do not get a chance to cut the grass as much, because of the lots of rain, because of the rain, the frequency of the rain and so on and so forth. The grass grows a lot,
Yeah.
right? So you can't really keep up with it. But we are able to cut our grass today, which was a good thing. All right, so how is everybody doing out there? Hope all is well. It's Sunday. Of course, hope everybody's out there cooking their Sunday dinner, right? That rice and peas, that stewed chicken, or oxtail, or chicken buck.
We're talking about the Jamaican
Yeah,
traditional.
Jamaican tradition.
If they have time to do all that. If not,
Yes,
at least you're doing something.
or if you're an American, what are you doing? Your hot dogs and hamburgers.
Or they go to or they eat out.
Or they go to restaurants.
Some people eat out, I guess.
All right. Your hot dogs and hamburgers, pasta and spaghetti if you're Italian and whatnot. You or like I said, you go eat out or go to your family's house and eat from their kitchen.
Go but from the plates.
Yeah. But I'm cooking today. All right. I was in the kitchen cooking today, and of course I'll post that video tonight so y'all can see. I was making coconut dumpling Donmon style. Right, and it's not a regular round dumpling like a fellow friend of ours, a fellow, I shouldn't have what's called a friend of ours, right? A fellow associate of ours, Mr. Miguel from Color Smith TV. It's famous coconut dumpling, right? But I put my twist on it, right? It's not round and flat like what do you call it? What do you call this dumpling? Roll and press, right? You call this roll and press. I call mine stretch, stretch on flat. I call mine flat and stretch.
You practically started like you did a spinners.
Yeah, spinners, but mine turned out to be the way I make my festival.
But they make them okay.
Yeah, mine is Color Smith is roll and press. Mine is flat and stretch. That's what mine is. So I do that. I put add it with some Irish potato and some yellow yam. Right, for the salting, right, which you're Jamaican. I'm talking about salting. I made codfish, some seasonal codfish.
No, but salting can be anything, but my understanding.
Yeah.
Can be anything, which referring to meat, the meat kind. So.
Yeah. So we ain't doing no meat today. We're doing some codfish, with a coconut dumpling. Hope all is well. I want to give a shout out. Actually, want to give a shout out to Auntie Pauline. Yeah, because you all know who sort of watch the channel and so on and so forth, especially Marlon and Color Smith TV, and watch Auntie Pauline because you watch Auntie Pauline or you watch Color Smith, they're all affiliated. They got acquainted a few years now together, And if y'all watched your Color Smith TV on Auntie Pauline, yeah, I saw that Color Smith came up to the United States a few months ago. I think it's the beginning of the year. He came up and stayed with Auntie Pauline and Marlon, and this is during the winter time, the burnt of winter when he came up, so it's
Nasty.
snow on the ground and so on and so forth. And Marlon took him around, showed him around, and he went to where Washington D.C., Maryland,
Look for his
down there
mom.
and look for his mom, and so on and so forth. So since then, Marlon and Color Smith TV or Miguel from Color Smith TV and Auntie Pauline, they've grown this strong bond. And that's Auntie Pauline's second son, or his baby son, her baby son, because she has more sons. There's Marlon and a few other kids that they has, but Color Smith TV or Color from Color Smith TV, that's our new adopted son,
Hmm.
because he just came up here, to our area in New York quite a few times, and he has stayed at Aunt Paulina Marlon. They took him as a family, and so on and so forth. When we actually got a chance to meet um, Carlos Smith TV, he came at Mystic and did a meet and greet the early part of the year, and that's our way to meet him. Um, I got to interact with Marlon and became good friends. And so now we're on a journey of adding some more people to our family, you know, which is nothing but love,
Yeah.
nothing but love, So yeah, that's what it's all about. So make sure you all go out there and make sure you send some prayers up for Auntie Pauline, Marlon, Miguel from Color Smith TV and his family, and the whole team down there from Socks, all right, to Poppy, Choops,
The whole crew.
Climber, um, his wife. All right, what's his wife name, babe?
Whose wife?
Call us the TV wife.
Or who that?
Right?
Our classmate TV wife.
What's his wife's name?
Sham.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh,
Sham and their daughter, JC and JC Ann. All right, and we waiting for people on coming alive. Ain't nobody in the live yet, and we're almost in 10 minutes. What's going on, people? Y'all busy? Yeah. Was everybody in church today? Yeah. Is everybody in church today? Y'all can't come on live.
Who put that right
What? Yeah, I put that on there. Yeah. Um. Leadon's kitchen. Yeah, that's me. So, um, yeah. So yeah. Big shout out to the Color Smith TV team, and also the team from Kingston, Knife Ninja, his wife and family, and all the rest of the crew.
there? Yeah. The
From
whole massive, the whole massive and crew. I
yeah,
started to say.
from the Color Smith TV.
The whole massive and crew.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, big shout out to all the folks. And
Yeah.
one day we'll be in Jamaica soon, where we'll link up and meet all these people soon. So my wife here is going down to Jamaica soon. All right, the next couple of days, next week, next 5 days. She's heading down to Jamaica, and guess where in Jamaica she's going?
Where?
Tell the people where you're going in Jamaica, where you live, where you come from.
Portland, of
That's right.
course. Where the boat land.
Who's from Portland?
Well, is at the border, so it's with a little touch off the left foot on the left foot on Portland and the right foot on Dover, so it's right in the middle.
So how far is it away from
So
that from Buffalo, or where you guys from? How far for distance?
probably a 10-minute drive.
Okay,
5
so
minutes
you're not
drive.
too far away.
10, 15 minutes. Yeah, if I'm doing the maths. No, we're not far from, but it's not far from Buffalo.
Yeah, not too far away from Buffalo.
So yeah, we're family if you want to put it there.
Yeah.
We're next door neighbors.
Next door neighbors. Yes.
From Color Smith stomping ground. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a chance to go down to visit Buff Bay, Portland area back in 2019, and it's a lovely place. Nice country area.
Yeah.
It's
laid back.
Yeah,
Quiet.
lot of relaxation. It's almost like our area here. We live in upstate New York, away from the city, the hustle and bustle of the city. It's a lot laid back, or more for a rural area.
Yeah.
All right, you come up here, relax, enjoy the fresh air, and so on and so
Clean
forth.
here, the scenery, the
this-
beaches.
yeah, scenery,
Yeah.
and
The
the quietness,
rivers and the
quietness, and the solitude of the country life. Yeah, as opposed to living in the city, which is
Yeah.
in the Bronx and Brooklyn.
If you're adventurous, there's a lot of you can
Manhattan.
explore. There's a lot of places to explore. Just see Colors do his little exploring up in the hills, and so there's a lot of that. The river, or lovely springs, crystal clear, or beautiful beaches. It's also there. So you'll find stuff to do. You want to stay away from the noise and you can actually see the stars in the skies in the night, and not the artificial light from the street lights.
Yeah.
And you can hear all the night creatures.
Yeah, the peony.
Making the music.
They're making the peony wally.
In the day, you hear the birds. Nature speaking to you. It's not tuned out with all these noises.
Or the pato. Yeah, as we call it in Jamaica.
The owl.
Yeah, the owl. Yeah. So anyway, folks. So all right. So we're gonna change gear a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit about our favorite Jamaican snack, or for childhood Jamaican snack, which is, you see the thumbnail, the thumbnail in the video. What we're going to talk about today, our favorite Jamaican snack. All right. We have quite a few, but we have a few snacks in the house that we'd like to show and kind of preview on what our favorite Jamaican snacks is. And if y'all want to get on live and let us know what your favorite Jamaican snacks is, we'd appreciate that very much. All right. So one of my favorite Jamaican snacks, of course, I know a lot of the Jamaican snacks growing up, is banana chips. All right. And I got some the other day. Of course, I got them in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah. You remove the package.
Banana chips.
Like
I can
see it in there. Chips.
St. Mary banana chips. All right. Yeah. I forgot the daggone brand that we were growing up with.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but being in Kingston before that company comes in, the St. Mary brand came in, we had Chippies.
It was Chippies.
I grew up on Chippies banana chips.
Okay, so that was on the package. It was the lady with the head wrap. No. It was a red and white. It's red and white with that's a man on it. That's a man, like a chef hat, if I'm not mistaken. But but I'm not the one that we used to get. Maybe in Europe, but in Kingston, because we used to get our stuff from Purity, which was down in Red Hills Road. And the lady used to have the little head wrap on her head. It looked like Nanny from back in the slavery days.
I know about Chippies.
Yeah.
Chippies was the bomb then before Mary.
It was banana chips, cheese sticks. That was one of my favorite snacks. Cheese sticks. Of course, we have bulla. Yeah. We have bulla and pear. Right. Of course, we ain't got no bulla here, or else I would display that. There's bulla and pear. There was Jackass Khan. Right. What else?
And used to have from Portland, this bakery in Port Antonio that used to make the bullas with the hole in the middle. So we used to call it the holy bulla. That was nice. There's some small bullas, but they made a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
You don't. Yeah.
I don't know that one, but in our area we also have the big bulla,
the regular big.
And then they have the small bulla, which is 10-cent bulla, because you literally used to have to pay 10 cents for it. This was back in the 80s, right? I'm not sure if they still make those small ones, but that's what we used to get. We used to pay 10 cents for them 10-cent bulla we ate. So that's what we ate with bulla and pear and drink sugar and water. All right. And then there was Greta cake, coconut drops, gizzada, right?
Police button.
Police button. Police button. You used to have to save our money after school, to go see the
I used to go to school.
the snack guy outside the school gate and get police button. Asham. Right, used to love Asham, of course. Asham used to choke a lot of people.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Yeah, you got to be very careful with that, because you suck it down real fast, and then you get choked. Asham, and then cough up the whole daggone thing.
But a young guy used to love to eat thinking too. I don't know the proper name of it, but Jamaicans know it as
yeah.
Man, that used to tie up your mouth.
That's right, exactly. Exactly.
It used to just
Yeah.
in your mouth and just my explanation of it is like you tie up your mouth, you can't talk until the saliva actually melt it away
Mm-hmm.
before you can swallow it. Cause it when you bite it, it come off powder in your mouth
That's right.
like say asham,
Yeah,
but it
Kasham,
more
yeah.
glue it more sticky and gluey in your mouth.
Yeah, I think once you mix it with your saliva,
Yeah,
it becomes like a sticky
and
glue.
like you tie up in your
Right?
tongue.
Yeah. You get choked by eating that daggone
Yeah,
thing.
you have to be careful.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's
And
why
then
probably they call it stinking toe.
the other favorite fruits, we have sweet sop, right? Well, sour sop, not so much, because sour sop you have to the process it, juice it,
Juice it.
you know. But the sweet
Sweet
sop,
sap. Custard apple.
custard apple,
Whoa, that is bad.
berry,
Yeah.
what else? Um, Jimberlin, which is star
No,
fruit.
never like that.
Yeah, star fruit.
That
And
too. That
you
time
have
sour.
sweet cup, you have guava,
Yeah, sweet cup.
right? You have guava,
Sweet. Oh, sure. And also, sweet cup and passion are the same kind of
sweet
family.
cup and passion fruit in the same
It's the
family.
same family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the same. You have to crack it and take out the
Yeah.
inside. It's the same kind of smooth shell with the fine seeds.
Yeah. And what
Mm.
else? We have thing there. For almond.
Because when we were growing up, before my grandparents died, simple is important. We had the custard apple fruit, we had the sweet cup, passion fruit in our yard, and we have guava. That was our fruit, plus the Julie mango tree. So that was our fruit in our yard. So when them thing ready, we pick them.
Mm-hmm.
Differently from our breadfruit tree and our coconut tree. We never have an almond tree. So we used to eat almond. We used to eat almond is like when we're on summer break and we're going to river because the lane that we live in was a dead end lane and full of a lot of kids.
Excuse me for a second, folks. Let me go check my pot. What?
So that lane was a dead end lane and full of a lot of kids. So in school out, all the kids are around. So we used to do like run boat. As in, come together, put money together, and we cook a pot. So we call it run boat. That we did look forward to them days because that was fun. And then we asked our parents and our grandparents, because most of us is we come from the city to the country for summer, so we're with our grandparents. And then we asked them, can we go to the beach? The beach was a walking distance, the river, walking distance. So when we used to go to the beach, we had to walk on a train line because back then the train had stopped running years ago. So the train tracks were still there. So we used to walk on them train track for shortcut to get to the beach. I used to have this big almond tree and this open property, but it hang over to the train track. So once we reach there, we always stop. We always carry like a paint pan or some container so we can pick them almonds. And we used to throw stone and pelt the right ones. And hey man, that was fun. For us, that was fun. We used to pelt them almonds because the tree was so high we can't get to it. So we used to take stone and throw up there to hit them down, and then we fill our paint pan with that. Plus, we pick up all the dry ones, the dry nuts, right? The dry ones, and then when we go home, we just sit and we just take stone, and we don't have a stone, a hammer, and we pound them out the shell, and get all a full cup of it, and then we put sugar. Man, sugar and almond was nice, and that was our fun. Yeah, we used to have, boy, these kids missing out because even when we were playing, we used to play, as I tell you, summer, so all the kids are out. And my grandmother yard was always the yard where everybody come and congregate. So that's where all the playing. I used to play dandy shandy, crickets, hide and seek, and we used to play the rubber band thing where you throw them on the wall and bounce. And if it drop on top of somebody, you win that marble. And then we used to have the breadfruit. They would call it breadfruit baby, but back then everybody parents could buy a dollar for them. So to take that thing that the breadfruit give off, that didn't turn to a full breadfruit, that was our baby. That was our doll. I call it that piece of them, but that don't come out in a breadfruit. It didn't become a breadfruit. It's a part of the breadfruit.
I was talking about the stalk?
That little stalk sticks in there. Yeah. The stalk.
So you got to make that into a toy?
Yeah, we told that was what that was our doll because parents couldn't back then couldn't afford to buy a doll. So and we didn't make it a problem. We find stuff and turn it into toy for ourselves. Your juice box. They used to put bore hole into the back and the front of the juice box and push a stick to it.
My truck.
And then you get the bottle covers, some of your whatever drink you're having, the plastic cover. And you put it on the stick and get your 4-wheel, and that was your truck. Yeah, you push that and all day.
You pull the string in there and pull it.
And pull it, yeah. That was your toy all day, every day. And it was fun just to be creative with what we had. We make use of what we had and be creative with it. And it was fun. And when all them kids come together, by probably 10 o'clock, everybody come to my grandmother yard. Because my grandmother yard was the yard that everybody come to play.
You guys was stomping ground.
And then when you can't find your kids, that's where they are. And back then, do they had pedophiles? I'm not even sure, because kids were allowed to go to neighbor's yard. Matter of fact, it's the village raise the kids, so no harm would have come to them because everybody watching out for each other's kid. So there was no scared of like, no, you can't go to this yard and play. So everybody used to come to our yard and play.
Yeah. Back then for us, there was no pedophile. We didn't know as pedophile. It's called blackout man. Because my grandma, our grandma used to tell us, well, because I grew up in Jamaica. Of course, I came here when I was young. I was in my teenage years when I came here. So, of course, the accident is not there as much. About 95% of my accent is gone. But yeah, back then, used to be called blackout man.
Yeah.
Right. If you stray away from the yard and someone go the blackout man, I'll carry you and kill you. I'll take out your heart. That's the story that they used to give us. So make us like scared and terrified. To stray away from the yard too much.
Yeah, these kids miss it out.
As far as those childhood games and so on and so forth, yeah, we had like she was talking about with the drinks box and the wheel for the lime and pull cart and so on. So we had Wool's wheel, with going to steal our grandpa's holes and cut it up and make it into a round circle and put the wire hanger and push it. And gig, used to play gig.
Yeah, we used to play gig. I remember because I'm born and raised in Kingston, right? I remember when we were at home on weekends, and I had friends that live in the same yard as us, and our stuff was like, cause in Kingston we have the gutter with the water running out on the street, so we used to use the fudge stick. Our matchstick stick and throw in the water, and we're racing. Man, that was fun. I'm playing race to see who won't win. Matchstick stick and fudge stick, we throw in the water, the gutter water, and we were going on like you're riding the horse.
That's
and
right.
That say when the commentator talking about the horse and the road, and that was us.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
That was entertainment.
Yeah, and then with the fruit trees that we do had in Kingston, we used to go up in it because my yard back then had a plum tree. And as daylight crack, we up in that tree. We don't drink any tea or anything. My parents always arguing with us. Come out the tree. You don't get any tea. You don't drink tea from morning. We spend a whole day in that tree. We don't want nothing because we're so full with them plums.
I know, especially summertime. So summertime was the best time in Jamaica.
I love the tree. I drop out that tree. I almost cripple myself.
Yeah, summertime because summertime for us, we lived in Kingston. The summertime for us, usually we'll go to Manchester.
Yeah.
And Maypen, go see my cousins and my grandma and uncles and so on and so forth.
Man, I was a tomboy. I don't do girl things back then. I climbed all them trees, the mango trees.
Trust me.
Tambourine tree and money up in the highest lane. Me and the rest of the kids them.
And the girls back then that grew up in the 80s like we did, or tomboys, because everybody's gonna run for the boys and do what the boys do and so on and so forth.
Everything with tomboy.
Shoot bird,
we're doing it.
Fly kites.
I remember we had this park, right? With the gully. The park is built over the gully. So the covering that covered the drain system. I don't know what they're doing, but missed in action. Our fun was, when I think about it, I'm like, damn, this is so foolish. When you're a child boy, you would believe some things you do and some risk you take. So we used to jump down in that gully, jump down in the manhole, and we run up, and we run for miles up that underground gully. So the parents and they will race each other who can come back out, and then you have to jump
in the manhole?
Yeah.
So what if water came down?
That's the thing. We had to jump up to catch the lid and
Mhm.
pull ourselves up to get back up into the park.
Yeah.
Then my friend of ours, he was so short. You had to stretch over and hold his hand to pull him up
Mhm.
because he can't jump high enough to catch it. And our parents here, they were mad. They were like, suppose the water coming from further up the hill or
Mhm.
wherever
And John,
and bring down all that debris with water.
but yeah,
What kind of risk that to take it? But to us, we
we're
didn't
very
see the
daring.
danger.
We're
Yeah,
very daring and
we didn't see the
adventurous.
danger. We used to jump down in that
Mhm.
manhole because it has it's a underground drain, so the water was low. But when like we have heavy rain and so forth, you
Mhm.
know that things
Yeah,
gonna come down. So
exactly.
so in the year that's what we're doing because the park was close to us, so we used to go by the park and play. And when they took off that manual cover, disappear in action, don't know how it missed. We just said, okay, we're gonna play dare. Who is daring to do that? And all the both of us, three of us, sometimes four, jump down inside that thing, and we go up miles up underneath it. And you have to and then you can't walk straight up because it's a manual and
Of course,
slow,
yeah.
so you have to be bending it,
Bend down, yeah.
bend down, and then we
Mhm.
race each other back to see who first could jump out. And I'm like, thinking about it now, I'm like,
Mhm.
damn, that was really risky when we
Very
were doing
risky.
anything. But you know, so kids have no
Very
fear.
risky, yeah. Back then,
Kids have no fear, but it was fun. It was
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Life in Jamaica, life growing up in
It
Jamaica.
didn't have much, but the little that we had,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't make it a big deal. We are not like these privileged kids that don't know the word no or learn the word
Yeah,
satisfy.
yeah,
We were that kid back then.
and it's different era. You know,
Yeah.
this generation growing up. Yeah, because at least back then we didn't have um access to. Well, we had TV, but that wasn't cable. Because we only had one channel back then.
Well, them
And
time was
TV,
what? JBC.
yeah, JBC and TV
Midnight
used to
it
sign
sign
on
off.
4 o'clock, and you watch cartoons, you watch news,
Mm-hmm.
you watch two
Like a
movies,
movie, yeah.
news, and then TV sign off for midnight.
Midnight there it sign off.
Yeah,
So after midnight there's
yeah,
nothing
exactly.
to watch.
And the only time that the TV would stay on 24/7 was summertime when we were out of school.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're outside.
Yeah.
You're outside the house playing around with
Yeah,
your cousins.
but even when for us we didn't think the time the only we watched TV when our grandmother said, look, done, go have a shower and
Mm-hmm.
come in the house. And we're talking about probably that's almost close to 5, 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Because she have to get wicked on us, as in be get mad and start shout and say, look here, everybody need to go to the yard, go home,
Yeah,
go
go
home,
home.
go shower,
Go
go
back
get
to
to the
business.
food because
Don't let the
nobody
street light catch you.
nobody never want to leave. They come with us just playing, so we don't hungry, we don't tired,
Mhm.
nothing.
Yeah.
So our TV never turn on until them time.
But even if you get hungry, that's the thing. Even if you get hungry back in our days, we didn't have no daggone junk food.
It was fruits.
We didn't have no daggone McDonald's. We didn't have no pizza, no freaking Burger King or anything like that. We had
Look, if you get a
mango.
patty,
Yeah,
you might get a patty.
yeah, but you got a patty
fruits.
if you go for us. For us, we didn't have no access to patty until we go down to into the town area.
Yeah.
Because our shops and stuff like that in our area, it's just regular snacks. There's no patties or you get fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, or fried chicken. But there was no patty until you go down to Red Hills Road, you go to Sugar and Spice, or Tasty's Patty, which is Tasty's Patty's been around from God knows last from the 70s. Right?
Ever, but most of the time our food was fruits.
Yeah, fruits. Yeah, you
You're
fruit.
fully stocked with
You have
fruit.
your mango in the backyard. You have a coconut tree.
Yes, sir.
You have your tea, like I said,
Banana tree.
Banana tree. You have your sweet
berry.
sap. Yeah, your Neesberry. Yeah, your star apple. You have your pear.
Apple.
Yes, you have your pear, avocado. Right, and you got cherry tree.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about people from the country. I mean, I grew up in Kingston, but we still never food on junk.
Mm-hmm.
We had healthy stuff to eat when we're hungry. It was treat.
Yeah, it was treat. Yeah,
on a Friday.
Yeah. Like I said, like my childhood junk food is like these I guess banana chips. Yeah, I guess that's or like I have my plate right here, outdoor bread.
Bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
Yeah, sometimes when you're hungry and there's nothing to eat.
Or everybody's favorite,
bread and
Shirley
butter,
biscuits.
Yeah, that was
Yes, I got my container right here, Shirley biscuits. Yeah, Shirley biscuit and Ovaltine biscuit. Yeah, which that's
butter.
Yeah, I'm a grown man right now, and I got a few Shirley biscuit and Ovaltine biscuit. I'm crushing. I'm putting in my porridge. Well, Yeah,
Porridge and bread, but biscuit and bread. Crackers and porridge, porridge and bread.
But let's show biscuit my porridge and hard dough bread with butter.
But it's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yes, folks. So we're done half an hour, right?
Yep.
Damn, that's fast. Well, yes, folks. Make sure you subscribe to the Big Don's Kitchen. Yeah, hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, share, and comment.
One person can talk about them disappear.
Okay. Yeah, hit that notification bell, and it's our first time doing a live video, so we'll continue doing it and see how it goes from here to build an audience. But we'll want to try and see how it goes and so on and so forth, and see how the computer works. But I'm sure as time goes on and people view the channel and so on and so forth, you click on what we have done on the live, and we get some support. So we're about to sign off. It's been half an hour sitting chatting on this live. We have other things to do, folks. We got things to do. House chores and all that stuff. Yeah, she wants to go take a nap.
No, I'm still doing my laundry, guys.
And she gotta go pack for our trip next week.
I'm still doing my laundry.
Yeah.
Pack for what?
So I gotta go pack.
A lot unpacking.
Yeah, for our trip next week.
Not a lot.
All right, so
it's fun while it lasts.
Yeah. So make sure I'm going to post my video later on of my cooking, because I'm still the food done right now. The bought land, so I'm going to show on my cooking channel of what I made for dinner. All right, so make sure I check that out.
Yes,
right?
Don't forget to subscribe,
subscribe, folks. All right, so stay well, stay blessed. Until next time, peace.
Peace out. Deuce says.
And